Tonight for dinner, I am making Asian barbecue chicken drumsticks with rice. First, let's make the rice. This is my absolute favorite way to make rice. I don't make it on the stove, I actually make it in the oven. So use the instructions of whatever rice you buy to determine how much rice and water you should be using. I'm making 8 servings, so I have 2 cups of rinsed rice that I'm putting in an oven-safe pan. Then add 3 cups of boiling water. And this is optional, but I also add in some butter and some cracked pepper, and then mix this all together until the butter is melted. Then cover and pop in the oven at 365 degrees for about 30 minutes or until the rice is cooked to your liking. Let's move on to brining our chicken. So this step is definitely optional, but it keeps the chicken juicy and full of flavor. To make the brine, you just need to boil some water. You need the water boiled or really hot, so when you add the salt in next, the salt can melt into the water. Once mixed, you want to cool the water back down because you don't want your raw chicken sitting in warm water. That can cause a number of issues, including bacterial growth. So cool down the water. So I added in some room temp water. I also added in some ice cubes. And then once the water is cooled, you can submerge the chicken into the salt bath. You can brine the chicken for as little as 15 minutes, but I added it into the fridge for a couple of hours. When you're ready to cook your chicken, wash the drumsticks with water and get rid of any of the salt residue on the skin. Dry off, and I just simply put a dry rub of garlic and onion powder and some cracked pepper on my chicken, and then I put it in the oven at 350 degrees. When the drumsticks are cooking, I'm going to make my Asian barbecue sauce. I am using about a half a cup of soy sauce, a fourth of a cup of maple syrup, onion powder, some black pepper, and about a tablespoon of cornstarch. The cornstarch is going to be added to thicken the sauce. Mix all of these ingredients together until smooth, and to thicken the sauce up, pop it in the microwave for about 1 minute. I typically will put it in for about 30-second increments at a time and then just keep checking it. So the first time I checked on the sauce, it was still a little too thin, so I popped it back into the microwave. And once I checked on it, about 30 more seconds later, it was that nice thick sauce that I was looking for. So once the chicken is cooked to your liking, I personally like it a little brown, similar to like a char you would get on an outside grill. But take the chicken out of the oven and use the sauce to coat both sides of the drumsticks. Once both sides are covered, you can pop it back in the oven to finish off the cooking. While the chicken finishes off, let's flavor our rice. So I've chopped some scallions and some cucumbers, and then I added about a teaspoon of sesame oil, a teaspoon of white rice vinegar, a teaspoon of soy sauce, salt to taste, red pepper flakes for a little bit of heat, and some sesame seeds for a little bit of crunch. Now let's grab the chicken and plate up. That sweet, savory chicken with the fresh, crunchy rice is such a satisfying combo. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. Drop a comment and let me know what you think.